Short form nonprofit formation. It's a mouthful. And the form itself is called the Form 1023-EZ. And it is easier than the full Form 1023, both of which are the application that you send to the IRS to receive 501c3 or C6 or C4 sometimes tax exemption. So the Form 1023-EZ is the shorter version to create a nonprofit organization that receives tax-deductible donations. So, Form 1023-EZ. If you're wondering what the difference is between this and the Form 1023, might be helpful to watch my nonprofit formation video that talks about the standard process with the full form. But the quick and dirty here for the 1023-EZ, I want to mention a couple of things because the process is similar. You need to start at the state level by forming a nonprofit corporation that ultimately receives the tax exemption from the IRS. But in addition to that, you have to do the application. And so you start at the state, do a couple filings, get your governance paperwork in order, your bylaws, your board of directors paperwork. You basically need to get your board of directors together. You need to outline your programming, a lot of your internal paperwork that will actually serve as the training manual, the operating manual, the actual nuts and bolts of how you run your organization. Get all that done after you do the state level stuff. All of this then goes into the nonprofit application, in this case the 1023-EZ, which then gets sent out to the IRS, and they look at it for months, and then they finally approve it and give you your tax exempt status, after which there's some more filings at the state level. Watch the full nonprofit formation video on that whole process. The focus here is the 1023-EZ and the high level points that are important. One of them, the 1023-EZ has a very important requirement. You have to, in good faith, be able to estimate that for each of your first 3 years, so each of those 3 years, that in each of those years, you will not receive more than $50,000 in gross receipts. So that's donations, gifts, anything given to the organization of value. The total must be less than $50,000 per year each of the first 3 years. If you have a pending grant for $55,000 or $100,000 in your first year and you want to use the 1023-EZ, that's not good faith. So don't do that. But if, for instance, you expect to receive $5,000, $10,000 in each of your first 3 years and boom, you get $1 million in your first year. Well, awesome. And the IRS understands that and they may come out and audit you, but at the end of the day, an audit is just the IRS kind of looking through your books, maybe giving you some tips on how you can better do your books. And if everything's on the up and up and you truly did not anticipate that $1 million donation, it's all good. So that's a big rule. $50,000 first 3 years each year. Another important thing to mention, it's a lower filing fee for the 1023-EZ. So it's in the neighborhood of $600 for the full form. We're looking at around $300 or $400 for the short form. Also, in addition, it's shorter. Not only is the application itself much shorter, the full form can be anywhere between 50 to 100 pages, all said and done. The short form is typically like 10, 20 pages, much more simple. And it's also a shorter period of time, probably as a result of the less length of the application for approval. So a 1023 typically is going to be approved, the full form is typically going to approve between 6 and 8 months. Whereas a short form will probably be approved between 2, 4, something like that months. Now, one thing to mention that we've heard in the past is that there is some reluctance out there of bigger companies and organizations to grant or donate money to an organization that receives its tax exemption from the 1023-EZ. That's a company preference. It's not a legal difference. 1023-EZ, nonprofit formation, is a nonprofit organization. It is a 501c3. There is no difference other than the $50,000 limit in the first 3 years. So maybe just talk with them a little bit more if you're getting that pushback on, oh, you're an EZ, it's not as comprehensive. Not true. The IRS looks at these things and they monitor them every year, no matter what type of application you use as a nonprofit, to make sure there's no wrongdoing. So if there is some issue there, I'm happy to talk to them and let them know that, or show them this video. But either way, the high-level points that I've mentioned in this video are the differences between the 1023-EZ and the 1023 full form. The big ones being less cost, less time to complete it, and less time to get that tax exemption if, on the other hand, you can satisfy the $50,000 threshold below in the first 3 years each year. Hope this was helpful. This is a great opportunity, the 1023EZ, for people that need to get going in a hurry and are going to have a small organization. So hopefully this video is helpful, and hopefully this gets you on the right track to offering whatever charitable program that you're out there trying to offer. Thanks for tuning in. See ya!